Hey friends, let's make these awesome farmhouse style houses. Just about everybody has wooden houses in your craft stash, right? You can get them at just about every craft store. So let's get started. These are a couple that I got at a clearance sale last year at a bookstore here locally. And they had a little wreath painted on the front. And so I scraped most of it off, or sanded it, excuse me. And also those windows are kind of etched in there. So I had to really make sure I covered them really well with the paint. I already painted the sides and the back off camera white as well. I'm just using regular acrylic paint. I'm using the Hobby Lobby Crafters brand. And I am happy with the paint. It turns out really nice. So there they are painted. So now I dried them with a heating tool that I have. And now I'm just putting a generous layer of Mod Podge all over the tops. And I'm making sure to kind of fill in those grooves of those etched in kind of windows, and also just making sure I get the corners and edges really well too. Very important to get every spot touched with Mod Podge. And this one I actually put too much on, so here in a minute you can see that I have to wipe some of it off. So now I'm just making sure it's nice and smooth and all the parts are covered. Using my heating tool again and giving them a quick thorough dry. This, so the buffalo check tissue paper I got at Hobby Lobby, and then these floral black and white napkins I got on Temu, and I thought they were so pretty. And so I'm taking off they're 2 plies, so you separate the plies. And then I'm just kind of positioning it on the house where I want the flowers to lay, and I was trying to decide. I decided to move it up because I wanted that I guess it's a rose to show on there. So I've got it on there. Now I'm placing my parchment paper and using my mini heat press, which I love, by the way. This is fairly new, and I'm so impressed with how well this works, and I love it. And if you forget to shut it off, it doesn't matter because it automatically will go off after a little bit. So that's a good safety feature for me because I'm notorious for leaving them on. So now I'm just sanding off the excess all around the edges, making them smooth corners. And a lot of times I use distressing ink, but this project I decided not to. I just kind of kept it simple, left it simple. Now I'm doing the same thing with this buffalo check. Just trying to decide how I want to line it up, make sure those lines are straight. And I'll do the same thing with my parchment paper and my mini heat press, just ironing on it for 20 or 30 seconds, and it reactivates that Mod Podge and sticks it right on there really well. Again, I'm going to use my little sanding block and just get all the excess off. Make sure those corners and edges are nice and smooth. Actually need some more sanding blocks. They work really well, but they're getting so they're not real gritty, I guess you can say. I think they turned out super cute. So I'm going to start on the little floral one. I'm just going to wrap some, and this is a thinner twine that I'm using, and I'm just going to wrap it around. I think I wrap it around 5 times with this one. Just try to get those lines straight. Glue it in the back, and then when I get it wrapped around as many times as I want to, then I will cut that edge off and glue it that end as well. Then I knew I wanted a little bit of greenery on this one. These are little greenery picks that I get at Walmart. They're little boxwood plants, so I'm just cutting 2 small sprig leaves off. I'm going to glue them right in the center there, facing opposite ways. Right in the center. Kind of at a angled up. Then I'm going to wrap this twine around my fingers about 3 times. Gather it in the center, and then I will wrap that one tail around the center a few times. And then I will glue that right in the center of those greeneries. Kind of flare out those loops. And I got these beads, the pink, white, and black ones at Dollar Tree. So I'm going to use a white and a black on each tail of the bow that hangs down. And then just decide how long I want it to hang and just tie a knot so they won't fall off. Now I'll do the same thing with the other one. And as you can see, these work out really quick, and you can use just about any house, wooden house. I know Michael's has them, Hobby Lobby has them, you can get them online. And isn't that cute? So I'm keeping it simple, like I said, and that's all I'm doing to the little one. These Scrabble letter blocks I got at Dollar General. We don't have a Dollar General near me here, but when my husband and I went to South Dakota this past summer, there was a Dollar General, and I had never been there. So I got the letters out to spell home, and I'm using my Tim Holtz Distress ink and just lightly going around all four edges of those letters just to kind of define those edges just a little bit. I thought it would help them stand out a little bit against that buffalo check tissue paper. So now I'm just going to use the lines of the tissue paper. That worked out great to keep them straight. Decide where I want them positioned, then I'm just going to glue those on. And these two houses would look cute displayed together or singly by themselves. They'd be great for tiered trays, or just they're great little shelf sitters anywhere you have a little empty spot. And now this one I'm going to use a little bit thicker twine. Since it's a bigger house, I just wanted to use the little bit thicker twine that I had. I didn't have a lot, so I went around 3 times, I believe. Just trying to get those lines straight. And then just like the other one, I'll cut it off and glue the other end in the back. And then I use that same little scrap piece of twine for the front, and I just make a regular shoestring bow. First I was thinking I was wrap it around my fingers like I did the first, but it wasn't long enough. And then I thought, well, I'll put 2 together. No, I decided I just wanted the 2 tails hanging down for the beads. So I just made a basic shoestring bow, and I'm going to glue that right in the center. And I have a bunch of beads, and I couldn't decide which ones to use, but I decided just to use some basic unfinished ones, the natural wood. And this whiter twine didn't want to go through there as well. I got it on this one. Or no, it didn't take all the plies of the string. So I'm gluing the end together, kind of twisting a knot. Gluing this one together too, and you want to wait a second or two before you put your fingers on it. And then just kind of rolling it and making an end that will slide through those beads. Again, I'm deciding how long I want it and just tying a knot, cutting off the excess. And I'm kind of unraveling the end, just kind of making it hang kind of with a frayed end. I'll do the same thing on this one as well. Then the last thing I'm going to do on this one is I got a little wooden heart button that I'm just going to put in the center of that bow. And that is it for this house. So the 2 are very simple, kind of minimalistic, and turned out super cute, I think. And I hope this inspires you to make something similar. Thanks for watching. You have a whimsical day.